spot certain errors in these sentences. Sentence number 1. He is a university professor, but of his 3 sons, neither has any merit. Well, we need to find which part of the sentence is not correct. A, B, C or D. D is no error in these 3 parts. So we can clearly make out that neither is used to compare or to have some sort of relationship between 2 people. Here, how many sons he has? 3. So the answer should be none have any merit. He is a university professor, but of his 3 sons, none have any merit. So the answer is C. C is the wrong one. Neither is not right. Question number 2. After knowing truth, they took the right decision in the matter. So is this sentence completely correct? No. After knowing the truth, the is missing here. So part A is not correct. So after knowing the truth, they took the right decision in the matter. So part A is wrong. It's time you decide on your next course of action. Okay, again let's read this. It's time you decide on your next course of action. Now it's time you decide. It's actually high time. Once you're telling someone that you're not doing something in life, and it's really high time you decide on your next course of action. So decide on your next course of action. Now this is something which is not correct. It's time you decided on your next course of action. It is high time you decide. Well, it's time you decided on your next course of action. So you're telling someone that it's high time you should have decided by now the course of action. So decided should be the right word, right? But here it is written decide. So part B is not correct. Question number 4. He who has suffered most for the cause, let him speak. Now let us read again. He who has suffered the most for the cause, let him speak. Whether let him speak is not correct, because he who has suffered the most for the cause should be allowed to speak, right? You're making a statement for a person, and let him speak is not the right word, right? It doesn't fit grammatically correct. So let him speak should be replaced by should be allowed to speak, right? So many times once we sit in meetings and we see that someone is not giving an opportunity to speak, you normally say that, well, let him speak, or he should get the opportunity to speak, right? Or he should be allowed to speak. So he who has suffered the most for the cause should be allowed to speak. So C is not right. A cup of coffee is an excellent complement to smoked salmon. Now this is not a right sentence. This phrase is not coming correctly. A cup of tea is an excellent complement to smoked salmon. This part C, whether this is the phrase, a cup of coffee is an excellent complement to smoked salmon. I don't know. I've not heard of this phrase. Let me check this out. A cup of coffee is an excellent complement to smoked salmon. Okay. So I think the answer should be there is no grammatical and vocabulary related error if you read it properly. It's a phrase, like we give an example, normally the people who are older to you give this form of example. They say that truth is the best policy, Similarly, a cup of coffee is an excellent complement to smoked salmon. Okay. So maybe once you eat salmon and then you have a cup of coffee, both of them would taste better. So no error is the right answer. So what you have understood from these 5 sentences. Now, in order to answer this question, which will definitely come for 5 to 10 marks, you need to read the sentence twice or thrice. Once you read the sentence itself, the formation of the sentence in each part will itself give you a hint that this is not right. And what is not right is something which you need to identify. And if you are able to identify the wrong thing out of all the 3 parts of the sentences, you will get the right answer. And this is how you can score the maximum in this part of the paper. So as I said, English is difficult for many, but it is also the easiest of all to crack. The more you practice, the better you will be in a position to answer all these questions. And let me tell you, English is the simplest and easiest, as well as takes the least time to complete as compared to reasoning and maths. So I would request you to kindly understand the importance of practicing, and also understand that scoring good marks in English is very easy. So the more you practice, the more you read, the more confidence you get, the better you will be able to get the questions right.